The 2010s were a chaotic mess of contradictions, a decade where pop music became more polished and pristine than ever, at the same time going through a lot of changes. In this video, we'll look at every single #1 song of the 2010s on the Billboard Hot 100. 2010. TikTok by Kesha. In January 2010, Kesha's debut single TikTok kicked off the year with a bang, staying on #1 for 9 weeks. It became popular thanks to its party-ready beats, catchy lyrics, and Kesha's rebellious persona. The song's playful, carefree lyrics about wild nights out made it an anthem of a generation. Kesha wrote the opening line, "Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy," after waking up one day feeling hungover. When she performs the song now, she changes it to "Fuck P. Diddy" for obvious reasons. Today, TikTok is a nostalgic throwback, often credited with shaping the electropop trend that dominated the early 2010s. The song was named the biggest song of the year, and Kesha continued her momentum and was named Billboard's Hot 100 Artist of the Year by the end of 2010. I think the app owes her a bag, because I've never seen the term spelled like that before the song. I'ma Be by the Black Eyed Peas. The Black Eyed Peas topped charts with I'ma Be for 2 weeks in February. Known for its unique structure, the song shifts from a laid-back hip-hop vibe to a high-energy dance track halfway through. This change of pace made it stand out among other pop hits at the time. It was a follow-up to Boom Boom Pow and I Got a Feeling, which topped the Billboard Hot 100 for a combined 26 consecutive weeks, and the song continued their momentum. Its initial popularity was fueled by the video, and Fergie's verse on the song is one of the hardest of her career. The Black Eyed Peas performed the song at the 52nd Grammy Awards, and it has now been certified 2 times platinum in the US. Break Your Heart by Tayo Cruz featuring Ludacris. Tayo Cruz's Break Your Heart topped the Billboard Hot 100 in March. It became a hit thanks to its infectious club beat and catchy chorus. The song's rise to #1 was mainly because it was played on radio non-stop. Tayo originally wrote the song for Cheryl of Girls Aloud, but his team convinced him to record it himself, and that turned out to be a great idea. The song's success helped introduce him to the American market and establish him as a pop star during the early 2010s. The song was followed up by Dynamite, which became an even bigger hit, spending 18 weeks in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100. But since then, Tayo has fallen off the face of the earth, as his last album is Tayo, back in 2011. Rude Boy by Rihanna. Rihanna's Rude Boy held the #1 spot for 5 weeks, starting in March. The song was a standout from a darker and edgier rated R album, bringing a playful Caribbean influence and dancehall vibe to mainstream pop. It is a certified banger. The song peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 for a month straight. The title is Jamaican slang. That means a cool guy from the streets. The video was one of the reasons the song got popular, but many people thought it looked like MIA's video for boys. It may have been inspired by it. Rude Boy remains one of Rihanna's signature hits and is one of the best songs of the rated R era. Nothing on You by B.O.B. featuring Bruno Mars. In April, B.O.B.'s breakout hit Nothing on You, featuring Bruno Mars, reached #1. The song's sweet and catchy hook, with Bruno's smooth vocals, made it an instant hit. It became Bruno's first #1, setting the stage for his illustrious career. It was written by Bruno's songwriting trio The Smithingtons for Lupe Fiasco, but it made its way to the upcoming rapper B.O.B., who understood the assignment and got his first #1 song. After that, B.O.B. had a great year, following it up with the huge hit Airplanes. Oh my God. OMG by Usher featuring will.i.am. Usher's OMG dominated the charts for 4 weeks in April and May, combining club beats and auto-tune vocals. The song was a modern take on dance pop, and it quickly became a global hit. The catchy chant in the chorus was inspired by football chants in the UK, as Usher was trying to make a universal hit. OMG was the new trendy term around that time, so the song was trying to capitalize on that. There was a controversy around the song sounding similar to a song sung by Homer on The Simpsons episode, but that never went anywhere. Usher even got to perform it at the Super Bowl halftime show with the Black Eyed Peas. Not Afraid by Eminem. In May, Eminem's motivational anthem Not Afraid topped the charts, marking a shift in his music towards a more reflective and positive themes in his recovery era. The song became an empowering anthem with the lyrics talking about overcoming struggles. Not Afraid became only the third rap song in history to debut at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Its success brought Eminem back to the top of the charts after a long hiatus in his disappointing relapse era. No drugs, no alcohol, no autotune, just a classic. California Girls by Katy Perry featuring Snoop Dogg. Katy Perry's California Girls was the ultimate summer anthem of 2010, spending 6 weeks at #1. The fun and catchy song celebrated West Coast vibes and became one of the most memorable songs of that era. The music video is still iconic, with its candy-themed visuals, inspired by Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The song was meant to be the California response to Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind, which was dedicated to New York City. California Girls is now solidified as a classic, as it has been certified diamond in the US by the RIAA, and is still legendary as the ultimate summer anthem. Love the Way You Lie by Eminem featuring Rihanna. Eminem and Rihanna's powerful collaboration Love the Way You Lie topped the charts for 7 weeks in the summer of 2010. The song tackled the complexities of toxic relationships, with Eminem's verses and that unforgettable hook. Rihanna's chorus was deeply personal, as she related to the song's themes because she went through a toxic relationship with domestic violence. The music video is still iconic, starring Dominic Monaghan and Megan Fox, now sitting on close to 3 billion views on YouTube. Love the Way You Lie became one of the defining hits of the year, sparking conversations about abusive relationships. Teenage Dream by Katy Perry. Teenage Dream became an instant hit thanks to its feel-good vibes about young love. Katy Perry was on fire in 2010, flawlessly executing infectious pop hooks, dropping hit after hit. The song is one of the most critically acclaimed from the album, marking her transition from quirky pop star to a full-blown global superstar. Katy said she wanted the song to make people feel like they were in love for the first time. There was also a Glee version of the song at the time when the TV show was huge, which peaked at #8 on the Billboard Hot 100. That Glee era was wild. Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars came back with his own debut single, a soulful pop ballad, Just the Way You Are. It is a love song with heartfelt lyrics that kick-started his solo career. The music video was super creative, with that stop-motion animation of a cassette tape. Just the Way You Are remains a wedding classic to this day. It has now been certified 13 times platinum by the RIAA, and is still Bruno's most streamed song, sitting on 2.3 billion streams on Spotify. Like a G6 by Far East Movement featuring the Cataracts and Dev. Like a G6 was an unexpected smash hit, blending catchy electropop beats with party lyrics, and it was inescapable on radio or at clubs. Far East Movement came out of nowhere, landing multiple hits in the early 2010s. The song became a viral sensation, with the hook Fly Like a G6, referring to a Gulfstream G650 jet. Dev's Poppin' Bottles hook was taken from her own song Booty Bounce. Like a G6 is really a symbol of that dance pop era, and the song still pops up at parties and retro playlists. We Are Who We Are by Kesha. Kesha returned to the top with a Pride anthem, released after a wave of anti-LGBTQ+ bullying incidents. We Are Who We Are debuted at the top, quickly becoming a celebration of individuality and confidence. The song was written in just 1 day, following the structure of Kesha's breakout hit TikTok. Its empowering message about embracing yourself unapologetically, combined with Kesha's signature party pop sound, made it a follow-up hit, spending a single week at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. What's My Name by Rihanna featuring Drake. Rihanna and Drake's chemistry in What's My Name made it an instant hit. The mix of Rihanna's Caribbean-influenced vocals and Drake's smooth verses catapulted it to the top of the charts. This was their first big collaboration, sparking years of speculation about their on and off real-life relationship. I mean, he is still obsessed with her. The song became Drake's first #1 and was its only #1 until One Dance in 2016. It became Rihanna's third #1 single just in 2010. It was in the era where she used to release an album each year. Nowadays, we'll be lucky if she drops once a decade. Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. Only Girl in the World was a confident, upbeat Rihanna who demanded to be loved fully and passionately. The song's pulsating dance beat helped it become a club favorite. When you listen to it now, it still holds up. It has aged really well. It was the first single from her album Loud, but What's My Name, which was released after it, got to #1 before it. It was the first time that an album's first single reached #1 after its second. Rihanna was dominating the early 2010s pop scene, blending pop, dance, and R&B effortlessly. The song also won the Grammy Award for Best Dance Electronic Recording the following year. Raise Your Glass by Pink. Raise Your Glass was Pink's celebration anthem for anyone who has ever felt like an outsider. Released as the lead single to Pink's Greatest Hits So Far album, the song encouraged you to embrace your weirdness. Pink described the song as a tribute to her loyal fans. It became a go-to anthem for celebrations and empowering moments, cementing Pink's legacy as the voice for those who refuse to fit in. Firework by Katy Perry. Katy Perry ended 2010 on a high note with Firework, her inspirational hit from the Teenage Dream era. It became the third #1 from the album, spending 4 weeks at the top. The powerful lyrics and explosive production made it an unforgettable hit. For the times you feel like a plastic bag. The music video, which features fireworks shooting out of Katy's titties, became one of the reasons that the song became popular, along with its message of self-love and acceptance. Firework became one of Katy's signature songs, tying the bow on her dominant 2010. 2011. Grenade by Bruno Mars. Kicking off 2011, Grenade became Bruno Mars' second chart-topping single. The heartfelt ballad about unrequited love became the second hit from his debut album Doo-Wops and Hooligans. It was the last song added to the album, and Bruno's powerful delivery and the song's dramatic lyrics helped it climb to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was inspired by a real-life story Bruno heard from a friend about finding out his girl cheated and realizing she wouldn't do half the things he would do for her. The song was nominated for 3 Grammys and lost all 3, but it has now been certified diamond in the US. Hold It Against Me by Britney Spears. Britney Spears' Hold It Against Me was her triumphant return to the charts in early 2011, debuting on #1. The song went straight to #1 because of huge iTunes sales in the first week. She became the second artist in history, after Mariah Carey, to debut on #1 with 2 or more singles. It is still Britney's last #1 hit as a lead artist. The dubstep-infused pop song showcased Britney experimenting with a more club EDM-style beats that were trending at the time. The lyrics on the hook is a reference to a 1950s TV show that was later used by a song by the Bellamy Brothers. Hold It Against Me was initially written for Katy Perry, but it somehow ended up with Britney. Although its legacy is overshadowed by her earlier hits, it remains an underrated fan favorite. Black and Yellow by Wiz Khalifa. Wiz Khalifa's breakout hit Black and Yellow dominated early 2011, inspired by his hometown, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and the iconic black and yellow Steelers colors. The song became an anthem for the city and the team. Its catchy hook made it a viral sensation, especially among NFL fans, as the Pittsburgh Steelers headed to the Super Bowl that year. Wiz put his city on the map when it comes to rap, and Mac Miller later followed in his footsteps. Fun fact, Wiz came up on YouTube, posting freestyles and vlogs at a time when artists were not really sharing that. He never stopped posting on his channel either, as it is now sitting on close to 29 million subscribers, which is huge. Born This Way by Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga's Born This Way was not just a song, but a cultural movement. Released as the lead single from her album by the same name, the empowering anthem became a rallying cry for self-love and acceptance. It debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, becoming the 1000th song to be a #1 hit. The song was released with an epic 7-minute mini-movie that showed Gaga's weird creativity. She wrote the song in just 10 minutes and said it was divinely inspired. Its legacy lives on as an LGBTQ+ anthem, and it is often hailed as one of the most impactful pop songs of the 2010s. Another iconic moment was when she announced the album after winning the Video of the Year at the VMAs. E.T. by Katy Perry featuring Kanye West. Katy Perry's E.T. brought an intergalactic flair to the charts in 2011. The song's pulsating beat and haunting melody set it apart. The remix is what went straight to #1, becoming the 4th #1 of the Teenage Dream era. Kanye's verse on the remix is one of the weirdest of his career, as he delivers corny bar after corny bar. You know a Kanye line when you hear one.
Rockets on deck. Tell me what's next, alien sex.
Those lines are hilarious when they work, but absolutely atrocious when they don't connect. With a futuristic music video and a unique sound, E.T. remains one of Katy's most distinctive hits, often celebrated for its experimental production. S&M by Rihanna featuring Britney Spears. Rihanna's S&M pushed boundaries with its provocative lyrics and risque visuals. The remix featuring Britney Spears is what gave the song the extra boost to get to #1. The title stands for sadism and masochism, meaning using pain as pleasure in sex, usually BDSM. Rihanna said in interviews that the song is more metaphorical than really about BDSM.
And it's a metaphorical song, you know, it's really not about sex.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she was in her loud era with that red hair. The song was banned in several countries and had the title censored on the radio, but still managed to dominate the charts. Rihanna is a bold, fearless artist that is not afraid to push the limits of pop music. Rolling in the Deep by Adele. Adele's Rolling in the Deep was a game changer for pop music in 2011. The song didn't really fit into the trends of the time, as it was released in the midst of the dance pop era. Many thought that it would change the sound of pop music, but it didn't really. It just made Adele a superstar. It stayed at #1 for 7 weeks and won multiple Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year. Adele wrote the song the day after a breakup, channeling her heartbreak into a hit. Rolling in the Deep doesn't really have an obvious meaning, but she meant it like someone to back you up in hard times. Give Me Everything by Pitbull featuring Neo, Afrojack, and Nair. Pitbull's Give Me Everything was the ultimate summer anthem of 2011. Neo's chorus was the big reason it became successful. It became Pitbull's first #1 hit, propelled by his feel-good lyrics and that high-energy beat, Dale. Pitbull started off as a crunk rapper in Miami in the mid-2000s, but by the 2010s, he became a dance pop rapper with that suit. The pivot first happened with I Know You Want Me in 2009. He found his lane and ran with it. Even today, the song plays at parties sometimes, a reminder of Pitbull's dominance in the early 2010s. Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO. Few songs came out of nowhere and dominated the charts like LMFAO's Party Rock Anthem. With its catchy Every Day I'm Shuffling, it became a global phenomenon. It topped the charts in multiple countries, with this video going viral on YouTube, now sitting on 2.4 billion views. LMFAO's music was all about party when they broke through with their album Sorry for Party Rockin'. Even though the group disbanded shortly after, Party Rock Anthem remains a cultural capsule of that time, of party-centric mindless vibes. The song was so huge that they even got to perform it with Madonna at the Super Bowl halftime show. Last Friday Night, TGIF by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's Last Friday Night captured a chaotic, fun, and wild weekend. The song became the 5th consecutive #1 single from Katy's Teenage Dream album, a record she shares with Michael Jackson with Bad. The music video featured a cameo from Rebecca Black, who went viral earlier in the year for one of the most hated songs of all time, Friday, which added to its viral appeal. Today, the song has aged well as an anthem for letting loose and living in the moment. Katy ruled the early 2000s on one of the greatest hit runs of all time. Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5 featuring Christina Aguilera. Maroon 5's Moves Like Jagger was a surprise hit that became one of the year's biggest singles, and Christina's feature was surprising. The funky tune paid homage to Rolling Stones frontman Mick Jagger, and that whistle stuck in your head, leading the song to top the Billboard Hot 100. Staying there for 4 weeks. Adam Levine and Christina's collaboration was mainly because they were both coaches on the first season of The Voice, which was a huge sensation, peaking at 13 million viewers a night. Moves Like Jagger is a bop, with its timeless groove, which solidified its legacy as one of Maroon 5's career-defining hits. Someone Like You by Adele. Adele's Someone Like You was a raw emotional ballad that struck a chord with millions. Its minimalist piano arrangement let her incredible voice take center stage, and the heartfelt delivery made it one of the best songs of 2011. It became her second #1 single in the US after being released as a single with the album. Adele's live performance of the song at the Brit Awards is still considered as one of her most iconic moments. Someone Like You won the first Grammy Award for Best Pop Solo Performance, as it still remains a timeless breakup anthem. We Found Love by Rihanna featuring Calvin Harris. Rihanna's We Found Love was a game-changing collaboration that defined the EDM pop crossover era. The song's hypnotic beat and haunting lyrics captured the intoxicating highs and lows of love. The song was originally meant to be for Leona Lewis, the bleeding love girl. The music video depicting a tumultuous relationship sparked controversy because her love interest looked like someone. But it also won the Grammy Award for Best Short-Form Music Video. We Found Love became one of Rihanna's biggest hits, dominating the charts for 10 weeks. 2012.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO. LMFAO kicked off 2012 with the funny anthem Sexy and I Know It, which was made to become a meme, and that was what it ended up becoming. Known for its cheeky lyrics and over-the-top music video, the song became a club favorite and a viral sensation. The song's music video was outrageous, especially the iconic wiggle 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 scene with crotches all over the screen. Although LMFAO disbanded shortly after the song, it remains memorable as a reminder of their carefree, mindless fun energy that took over the early 2010s. Set Fire to the Rain by Adele. Adele's Set Fire to the Rain continued her streak of #1 hits from 21, showcasing her powerful voice and emotional storytelling. This ballad, featuring a dramatic instrumental, became her third #1 hit in the US after 21 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100. The live version of the song, recorded at the Royal Albert Hall, won Adele her first Grammy for Best Pop Solo Performance in 2013, and is the version that is on her YouTube channel. By the time the song climbed to #1, 21 had already reached 17 weeks on #1, on its way to becoming the best-selling album of the 2010s, saving the music industry in the process. Stronger, What Doesn't Kill You by Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson's Stronger was an empowering anthem that resonated with fans worldwide. With its uplifting lyrics and danceable beat, it became her third #1 hit. Since her smash hits in the early 2000s, Kelly was trying to move in the direction of the singer-songwriter lane, which meant that she was quiet on the charts for a while. The song became a favorite for reality competition shows and any montage of overcoming something. Its legacy as a motivational pop classic cemented Kelly's place as one of the most consistent artists since she broke through on the first season of American Idol. Part of Me by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's Part of Me debuted on #1, fueled by the momentum she was building in the early 2010s, as she was on an incredible run of chart toppers. Released as part of her teenage dream, The Complete Confection, a reissue of her huge album, the song became the 6th #1 from that era. The concert movie of the same name as the song was huge, grossing $30 million in theaters. The music video, where Katy is doing Marine training, was one of the reasons for the song's success. While not as iconic as her other hits, Part of Me is definitely memorable, from an era when Katy was absolutely dominating. We Are Young by Fun featuring Janelle Monáe. Fun's We Are Young featured an unknown Janelle Monáe and became the anthem of 2012. thanks to its nostalgic lyrics and sing-along chorus. The song exploded after being featured in the Chevrolet Super Bowl commercial and an episode of Glee. It's the song that started the indie rock pivot on the charts as we were transitioning out of the electropop era. The track won the Song of the Year at the Grammys, making fun overnight stars. Its legacy as a millennial anthem endures, capturing the spirit of that time. The band broke up a couple years later and moved on to better things as Nate Ruess went solo, and Jack Antonoff became one of the biggest pop producers in the game. Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier featuring Kimbra. Gautier, Somebody That I Used to Know, was a global phenomenon, coming out of nowhere. The song's minimalist production, which had a bossa nova sample, struck a chord with listeners. The music video, featuring body paint and stop motion, is simple but mesmerizing, and became one of YouTube's most watched videos of the year, now sitting on 2.3 billion views on YouTube. Despite Gautier stepping away from mainstream music, the song is still a classic and one of the defining hits of the decade. Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen. Carly Rae Jepsen's Call Me Maybe was the ultimate summer bop of 2012. With its incredibly catchy chorus, it became a viral hit thanks to a video of Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and friends lip-syncing to it, going viral on social media. The song was initially a folk tune, before being transformed into a pop masterpiece. Its infectious energy secured its place as one of the most iconic hits of that era. People thought Carly would become a one-hit wonder, but she has become a respected artist that has built a loyal fan base. She has proven her staying power, dropping critically acclaimed albums. Whistle by Flo Rida. Flo Rida's Whistle took over this summer with its catchy whistle melody and simple hook. The song, known for its playful and suggestive lyrics, became a radio favorite. Flo Rida revealed that the whistling in the song was inspired by Italian melodies, which added an exotic touch to the track. Despite receiving mixed reviews for its lyrics, the song became Flo Rida's third and final #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, solidifying his reputation as a hitmaker. Fun fact: Flo Rida is one of the best-selling rappers of all time. We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together marked her full crossover into pop music. The song became her transition to a different sound, working with pop legends like Max Martin and Shellback. She wrote the song after hearing gossip about her love life and channeled her frustration into the track. Surprisingly, it was her first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, even though she was already 3 albums deep, even selling 1 million units in the first week on her previous album. The song started off the Red era and set the stage for her pop dominance. It was a huge risk at the time, but it paid off. One More Night by Maroon 5. Maroon 5's One More Night had a reggae-inspired sound that felt different from their usual sound. It was released as a second single from their 4th studio album, Overexposed. The song is about the conflict between desire and knowing when to let go. It stayed at #1 for 9 consecutive weeks and became one of the band's biggest hits. It even blocked Psy's viral hit Gangnam Style from the #1 spot, as it was huge on radio and held its own on streaming. Today it remains a fan favorite, reflecting Maroon 5's ability to continually evolve their sound. Diamonds by Rihanna. Rihanna's Diamonds was a shimmering ballad that showcased her vocal strength and emotional depth. Written by Sia, the song's lyrics about finding beauty and strength and love became iconic. Rihanna recorded the song in just 14 minutes, showing her deep connection to the material. It was the lead single from Unapologetic, which was surprisingly her first #1 album in the US, which is crazy because she was already on more than 10 #1 songs. Diamonds is now considered as one of her signature hits, as she still performs it whenever she does shows. Locked Out of Heaven by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars closed out the year with the electrifying Locked Out of Heaven, adding rock influences into his sound. Inspired by bands like The Police, the song was praised for its retro sound and infectious energy. It immediately sounds familiar when you listen to it for the first time. Bruno wrote the song after a creative slump. He was looking for a spark, and he found it. It became one of his biggest hits and solidified his reputation as one of the most versatile artists of his generation. 2013. Thrift Shop by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Thrift Shop was a breakout hit for Macklemore and Ryan Lewis, celebrating secondhand shopping, which was way different from your typical flex rap song. It shot to #1 because of its clever lyrics and relatable theme, offering a fresh alternative to the flashy, materialistic tone of many hip-hop tracks at the time. The song's budget-friendly music video, featuring outrageous thrift shop outfits, helped it gain traction on YouTube, amassing 1.8 billion views to this day. At the 2014 Grammy Awards, the single won for Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song, sweeping the rap categories. Thrift Shop is remembered as an anthem of frugality and a reminder of Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's independent rise to fame. Harlem Shake by Bauer. The Harlem Shake phenomenon exploded out of nowhere, driven by a viral meme where people danced wildly after a beat drop, which had nothing to do with the actual Harlem Shake dance. Bauer's instrumental became a cultural moment, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 after Billboard changed its rules, including YouTube views in the calculations for chart rankings. It first started gaining steam after a video of Filthy Frank featuring the song went viral. Filthy Frank was one of the characters by the multi-talented artist who is now known as Joji. Bauer created Harlem Shake in 2012 without imagining it would become an internet sensation. While the meme faded quickly, it's an example of how a change in chart rules can shape the music industry. When I Was Your Man by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars followed Locked Out of Heaven with When I Was Your Man, which showed his emotional side with a stripped-down ballad about heartbreak and regret. The song's raw vulnerability made it a staple on radio and in karaoke playlists. Bruno admitted that writing the song was so personal that he hesitated to release it, fearing it revealed too much about his private life. The song is just timeless and is still one of Bruno's most heartfelt hits. In 2023, Miley released Flowers as a response to the song, which became a #1 hit. Just Give Me a Reason by Pink, featuring Nate Ruess. Pink teamed up with Nate Ruess, the lead singer of Fun, for Just Give Me a Reason, a duet about fighting to save a struggling relationship. It was a bop, and the chemistry between the singers made it a global success. The song almost didn't happen, as it was originally written as a solo track for Pink before she invited Nate to sing with her. The song isn't really a breakup ballad, it's a ballad about the moment just before a breakup. The song's success was largely driven by sales, as it ended the year as the 4th best-selling song of 2013. Can't Hold Us by Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis scored another massive hit with Can't Hold Us, an energetic anthem about determination and success. Its upbeat tempo and dynamic hook made it a favorite for commercials, sports events, and celebrations. The song originally appeared on their 2011 album The Heist and became a sleeper hit, but gained new life with the release of the high-budget music video featuring camels, private ships, and many locations. The song ended the year as the most streamed song of 2013 on Spotify. It also revived the album, which ended up winning the Best Rap Album at the 2014 Grammys. After that, Macklemore shared a text he sent to Kendrick telling him he should have won the award, and that caused controversy at that time. Blurred Lines by Robin Thicke featuring T.I. and Pharrell. Blurred Lines was undeniably the song of the summer in 2013, spending an incredible 12 weeks at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. Robin Thicke, T.I. and Pharrell combined forces to create a song that dominated radio and dance floors for months. Despite its massive popularity, the song faced controversy for its rapey lyrics and racy music video, which also had an explicit version. This even led to demonstrations in college campuses. But a high-profile lawsuit found Blurred Lines guilty of copying Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up, resulting in a $7.3 million settlement to the Gaye estate. While its legacy is mixed, there's no denying its cultural impact during its peak. Roar by Katy Perry. Katy Perry's Roar was an anthem of self-empowerment that made everyone feel unstoppable. Released as the lead single from her album Prism with its catchy melody and uplifting lyrics, the song was accompanied by a jungle-themed music video, which was huge, now sitting on 4 billion views on YouTube. Roar not only showcased Katy's knack for creating pop hits, but it also started her new era with a bang, solidifying her status as a pop powerhouse. I remember Katy first performed the song at the 2013 VMAs, in a boxing ring. The song was also accused of copying Sarah Bareilles' Brave, but that never went anywhere. Its message of resilience is kind of corny, but that made it a go-to song for motivation. Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. In 2013, Miley was in her bangers era, and the second single, Wrecking Ball, shocked the world, first debuting at number 50 and quickly gaining momentum, reaching the top of the chart by its third week. It became Miley's first ever Billboard Hot 100 #1 single. It was a drastic shift in her career as she transitioned from her Disney roots to a more mature and edgy artist. The iconic music video, where Miley swings on a wrecking ball naked, broke the record for the most views in 24 hours, accumulating 19.3 million views in a day. It also sparked countless memes and became a cultural phenomenon. Despite the controversy, Wrecking Ball is remembered for its emotional depth and Miley's powerful vocal delivery, cementing her as a pop icon. Royals by Lorde. At just 16 years old, Lorde took the world by storm with Royals, a minimalist, anti-materialistic anthem. The song's unique production and lyrics stood out in a year filled with polished pop hits. Lorde wrote the song in less than an hour, inspired by a photo of a baseball player wearing a jersey that read Royals. The song's success introduced a new era of alternative pop and made Lorde the voice of a generation craving authenticity. She undoubtedly inspired artists like Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodrigo. The song is now legendary, proving that simplicity and the right message can be very powerful. The Monster by Eminem featuring Rihanna. Eminem and Rihanna's The Monster was another collab of two music titans, following Love the Way You Lie. The formula of introspective rap verses and a catchy pop hook worked again as it shot straight to #1. The song's lyrics delve into themes of fame and mental health. It was written by BB Rexa, the hook. The music video for the song references huge moments in Eminem's journey as he looked back at his career. It kind of reminds me of Inception for some reason. The song ended the year as the last chart topper. 2014. Timber by Pitbull featuring Kesha. Pitbull's Timber kicked off 2014 as a massive dance hit, blending country-inspired harmonica riffs with club beats. It sounds like rooster noises in the morning. Kesha's energetic vocals on the hook created a crossover hit. The song gained popularity because it was catchy and also heavy promotion, including Pitbull performing it at various events. That harmonica sample was also the reason for a lawsuit alleging copyright infringement. Today, Timber is still considered a fun party anthem that represents peak Pitbull hit-making era. Dark Horse by Katy Perry featuring Juicy J. Katy Perry's Dark Horse became her 9th #1 hit, showcasing a darker trap-influenced sound that was a departure from her usual upbeat pop style. The song gained traction after she performed it at the 2013 American Music Awards. And the high-budget music video, inspired by ancient Egyptian aesthetics, won the Best Female Video at the VMAs. The song had a mediocre Juicy J verse, which also had memorable lines. It ended 2014 as the second best-selling song worldwide for the year, moving 13.2 million units. Dark Horse remains a standout in Katy's discography for its experimental style, as it has now been certified 11 times platinum by the RIAA. This song was also a subject of a copyright infringement lawsuit. Happy by Pharrell Williams. Pharrell's Happy was an unstoppable force in 2014 thanks to its uplifting lyrics and infectious melody. It is one of the catchiest songs ever. Originally written for the Despicable Me 2 soundtrack, it quickly became a global sensation. Its cheerful vibe and the viral 24 hours of Happy music video catapulted it to the top. Happy became the first song in history to hit #1 in 24 different countries simultaneously as it took over the world. It has its fair share of haters, but it is still a defining moment in Pharrell's long career. The live version of the song won the Grammy Award for Best Pop Solo Performance. It ended 2014 as the biggest song of the year in the US. All of Me by John Legend. John Legend's All of Me was a heartfelt ballad dedicated to his wife, Chrissy Teigen. It became the love ballad of the decade. It's John Legend's biggest song, released a decade well into his career. It gained further popularity after he performed it at the 2014 Grammy Awards. Then it climbed to number 1 weeks later. John Legend has never been known as a chart topper, rather a critic's darling, as he has won the prestigious EGOT, an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. All of Me remains a timeless classic, as it has now been certified 14 times platinum in the US. Fancy by Iggy Azalea featuring Charlie XCX. Iggy Azalea's Fancy dominated the summer of 2014 with this catchy beat that had that DJ Mustard sound, but was not produced by The sound was trending at the time. Featuring Charlie XCX's iconic hook, the song became a viral hit, partly thanks to its music video, which paid homage to the 1995 movie Clueless. Fancy spent 7 consecutive weeks on number 1, making Iggy the 4th female rapper in history to top the Billboard Hot 100. A white girl rapper wasn't a common thing in the mainstream, and she broke down that wall. Iggy wasn't really able to continue her momentum, but Fancy remains a moment of the mid-2010s, in her peak as a mainstream artist. It was also Charlie XCX's first number 1 single, as she has gone on to bigger things. Rude by Magic. Magic's Rude was a surprise hit, blending reggae influences with pop rock. The song tells the story of a man asking for his girlfriend's hand in marriage, only to be rejected by her father, leading to the catchy, relatable hook, "Why you gotta be so rude?" The song was inspired by a real-life event, where the lead singer, Nasri, was venting about a tough situation, and decided to turn it into a lighthearted song. Rude gained popularity through its feel-good vibe and heavy radio rotation, eventually topping the Billboard Hot 100 for 6 weeks. The band struggled to replicate their success, as they are one-hit wonders, but the song remains a summer classic and a karaoke favorite. Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's Shake It Off completed her transition from a country darling to a full-on pop superstar. Released as a lead single from her album 1989, the song's upbeat energy and carefree lyrics about brushing off negativity made it a slam dunk on the charts. The song's music video features Taylor trying her hand at different dance styles, adding to its charm and relatability. Shake It Off became a global smash hit, peaking on number 1 and staying there for 4 weeks. Its legacy lies in how it showcased Taylor's versatility and marked the beginning of her dominance in the pop world. It is still her only song to get a diamond certification from the RIAA.
Because you know I'm all about that bass.
All About That Bass by Meghan Trainor. Meghan Trainor's All About That Bass took the world by storm with its retro doo-wop sound, an empowering message about body positivity. The song celebrates self-acceptance and confidence, as Meghan used to struggle with body image as a teenager. Even though her intentions were pure, the song was criticized for being surface level and also body-shaming skinny people. It has the same problems as Nicki Minaj's Anaconda. Meghan wrote the song and offered it to other artists, but after they rejected it, she decided to record it herself, which turned out to be a life-changing decision. The song spent 8 weeks on number 1, making it one of the biggest hits of the year. Though it sparked debates, All About That Bass is credited with bringing a refreshing sound to the mainstream and launching Meghan's career. Blank Space by Taylor Swift. The year ended with the most legendary number 1 hit of the year. Taylor followed up Shake It Off with Blank Space, a satirical take on the media's portrayal of her love life. It was released as the second single from the pop Bible 1989. Taylor has always been self-aware and has been tapped into how the public feels about her and used that to her advantage. The iconic music video, which shows Taylor as a glamorous yet unhinged lover, was a massive hit, becoming the fastest video to reach 1 billion views on Vivo at the time. It is now sitting on 3.5 billion views on YouTube. Blank Space topped the Billboard Hot 100 for 7 weeks, cementing her status as a pop powerhouse. It is now legendary for how it flips the narrative, making it the most iconic hit of her career. 2015. Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson featuring Bruno Mars. Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars brought funk back in a big way with Uptown Funk, a retro-inspired anthem. Bruno has always used nostalgia to his advantage, but this was on a whole new level, as it became his biggest song ever. The song's funky bass line and those slick horns were a reference to the 1970s and 1980s funk and soul. It became a cultural phenomenon, ruling the charts for 14 weeks and earning multiple Grammy Awards, including Record of the Year. The music video also helped its popularity, now sitting on 5.4 billion views on YouTube. Uptown Funk's feel-good energy and timeless groove led to it ending the year as the biggest song of 2015 in the US. See You Again by Wiz Khalifa featuring Charlie Puth. Wiz Khalifa's See You Again became an emotional tribute to actor Paul Walker, who passed away during the filming of Furious 7, as it was written to the soundtrack of that movie. It featured Charlie Puth, who was a complete unknown at the time, and it captures themes of loss, friendship, and hope, as it works so well as Paul Walker's farewell scene in the movie. The song broke the record for the most streamed song in a single day on Spotify and was once YouTube's most watched video. The song was a comeback for Wiz to the top of the charts 5 years after his breakout hit Black and Yellow. It is one of the most touching pop rap collaborations of the decade. Fun fact, Eminem and Chris Brown were the original artists considered to perform the song. Imagine a world where that happened. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift featuring Kendrick Lamar. Taylor Swift teamed up with Kendrick for the remix of Bad Blood, turning the original album track into a fiery anthem, rumored to be about her feud with Katy Perry at the time. The song's dramatic narrative and explosive production got it to #1, even if it was for just a week. Taylor was in her squad era, when she was rolling with a team of skinny models, and the star-studded music video featured cameos from Selena Gomez, Gigi Hadid, and more, and premiered at the Billboard Music Awards, instantly going viral. It broke Vevo's 24-hour view record at the time, with over 20 million views in a single day. It also won the Video of the Year at the 2015 VMAs. Cheerleader, Felix Yan remix by Omi. Omi's Cheerleader became the song of the summer in 2015 thanks to its infectious trumpet hook on the Tropical House remix by Felix Yan. Originally released as a reggae track in 2012, it didn't really see success outside of Omi's neck of the woods, Jamaica, but it gained global attention after the remix. The song topped the charts in over 20 countries, making it one of the biggest sleeper hits in pop history. Omi is still a one-hit wonder, but the song's success changed his life. Cheerleader was the quintessential summer anthem, transitioning the pop charts to the Tropical House era. Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd. The Weeknd was slowly building his fan base in the underground for years, since the release of his trilogy of mixtapes in the early 2010s. But Can't Feel My Face became his defining track in 2015, blending Michael Jackson-esque vibes with a modern pop twist. Michael has always been an inspiration for The Weeknd. He even covered Dirty Diana, masterfully by the way, on his third mixtape. Can't Feel My Face was co-produced by pop producer extraordinaire Max Martin, which made it an instant hit thanks to its irresistible groove and The Weeknd's silky vocals. The song initially debuted during an Apple Music commercial. Its catchy chorus and funky rhythm helped it become The Weeknd's first #1, turning him from an underground king to a pop superstar. It really changed the trajectory of his career, as it has now been certified diamond by the RIAA.
What do you mean?
What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber was having a horrible time in the public eye around 2013 and 14, with a string of controversies and arrests. He was trying to revive his image. He did a Comedy Central roast, and the way he responded to those jokes made me think that he would surely come back. And that's exactly what he did when he dropped What Do You Mean, a Tropical House-inspired track that was an absolute bop, debuting on #1. It became his first #1 in the US, making him the youngest male artist to achieve that feat at age 21. Justin first teased the song's release with a massive celebrity countdown campaign, featuring stars like Ariana Grande and Ed Sheeran. The song was a return to form, kicking off Bieber's successful Purpose era. When you listen to it now, the lyrics are kinda sketchy, but it is the song that undoubtedly redefined his career. The Hills by The Weeknd. Shortly after the success of Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd's darker sound began to take over when The Hills climbed to #1 and stayed there for 6 weeks. Known for his haunting production, the song perfectly captured his signature sound with that banging beat. When it was released, I remember The Weeknd performing the song at Coachella and everybody looking around asking, "What is this?" But after weeks, it took over the world. The eerie The Hills Have Eyes movie is what inspired the song's title. The Hills is credited for pushing the boundaries of mainstream music, as it has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. Hello by Adele. When Adele came back with Hello in late 2015, the world stopped. Her powerful ballad debuted on number 1 and shattered records, including becoming the fastest video to reach 1 billion views on YouTube. Adele hadn't released music in nearly 5 years before the song, and following up the best-selling album of the decade 21, the song's arrival was a massive global event. The opening lines, "Hello, it's me," set the tone, and the song solidified her as one of the greatest artists of her generation. At the 2017 Grammy Awards, Adele swept everything, with Hello winning 3 awards: Record of the Year, Song of the Year, and Best Pop Solo Performance. The song's legacy lives on as one of the most iconic ballads of the 2010s. 2016. Sorry by Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's Sorry was a tropical house masterpiece that sparked his Purpose era. The song became an instant hit, debuting on number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 and eventually climbing to the number 1 spot, where it stayed for 3 consecutive weeks. The music video had no Justin Bieber in it, yet it became one of YouTube's most watched videos, with its vibrant choreography by the Request dance crew, who recorded videos for each song on the album. Sorry helped cement Bieber's full transition from a teen pop star to a more mature artist. The song is about apologizing to a girl, but it also worked as his apology to his fans for his destructive visual era, and the Beliebers welcomed him back with open arms. You can't fully blame him, really. He was a child star, abused by the industry. Love Yourself by Justin Bieber. Love Yourself revealed a vulnerable, stripped-down side of Justin, marking a significant shift from the sound of his singles so far. Co-written by Ed Sheeran and Benny Blanco, the acoustic song was praised for its raw honesty about cutting off toxic relationships. When Ed first wrote the song, it was supposed to be Fuck Yourself, but it was changed to Love Yourself to be radio-friendly.
I do think that's pretty sick.
It instantly becomes a classic if you say love yourself.
That was a good choice. It would have sounded bitter if they kept the original. Despite its minimalist production, Love Yourself became a global juggernaut, hitting number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and staying there for 3 weeks. It wasn't just a hit. It ended up becoming the biggest song of 2016 in the US, cementing its place as a certified breakup anthem. Pillow Talk by Zayn. Zayn Malik's debut solo single Pillow Talk signaled his departure from One Direction. It was way different from the band's signature sound, as it went for a sultry R&B inspired sound that broke him out of the boy band mold. The song dropped to huge hype and debuted on number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Zayn the first UK artist to do that with a debut single. The accompanying steamy music video, starring his then girlfriend Gigi Hadid, brought more attention to the song. It wasn't just a hit in the US, it blew up globally, helping Zayn to be taken seriously as a solo artist, even if he struggled to match the song's huge impact since then. Work by Rihanna featuring Drake. Rihanna's Work brought the heat of the Caribbean to mainstream pop, becoming one of the most definitive hits of the year. Its dancehall rhythm and laid-back vibe made it a standout, topping the Billboard Hot 100 for 9 consecutive weeks. It became Rihanna's 14th number 1 single, tying her with Michael Jackson. The way she sang that work became a meme until people got used to it, proving Rihanna can make anything cool. The song also showcased Rihanna and Drake's undeniable chemistry, and I think they were dating at the time. Their off-and-on thing throughout the decade was confusing. I mean, she gave him his first and second number 1. Beyond its success, Work influenced a wave of Caribbean and Afrobeat inspired hits that followed, leaving a big mark in the sound of pop music. Panda by Designer. Designer's Panda stormed onto the scene in 2016 with its hypnotic trap beat, aggressive delivery, and unforgettable hook. I got bras in Atlanta. Pana. The song was made with a beat Designer found randomly on YouTube, initially gaining traction on SoundCloud because people thought he sounded like Future. The song exploded when Kanye West sampled it on Part 2 from his album The Life of Pablo. The buzz skyrocketed, propelling Panda to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Designer the first rapper born in the 1990s to top the chart. The song's title was inspired by a black and white BMW X6, which he thought looked like a panda for some reason. Designer has had an epic fall off since then, but the song remains a defining moment in trap music. One Dance by Drake featuring Wizkid and Kyla. Drake's One Dance was a global sensation, following up the vibe he set with Work, blending Afrobeats, dancehall, and house music. It became a summer anthem, featuring Nigerian starboy Wizkid and a sample from Kyla's 2008 song Do You Mind. The song became Drake's first #1 hit as a lead artist on the Billboard Hot 100, where it stayed for 10 weeks. One Dance was Spotify's most streamed song of 2016, and it has now accumulated 3.4 billion streams. Its success wasn't confined to the US. It was a global smash, including the UK, where it became Drake's longest-running #1 single. It paved the way for Afrobeats to enter mainstream pop and cemented Drake's status as a global tastemaker. Can't Stop the Feeling by Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake's Can't Stop the Feeling brought pure joy to 2016 thanks to its infectious energy and uplifting vibe. Written for the animated movie Trolls, the song was a feel-good anthem that dominated the charts. It debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, marking JT's 5th chart-topping single. The song was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Original Song, and he performed it to open the 2017 Oscars. The accompanying music video, featuring people dancing in everyday settings, was huge, reaching 1.8 billion views on YouTube. While it was tied to a movie, Can't Stop the Feeling stands alone as one of the most beloved tracks of Timberlake's career. Cheap Thrills by Sia featuring Sean Paul. Sia's Cheap Thrills celebrated the joy of dancing the night away without breaking the bank, delivering a reggae-influenced anthem that resonated worldwide. Originally written for Rihanna, Sia kept the song for herself, and it became her first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100, staying there for 4 weeks. Sean Paul's feature added an extra layer of Caribbean flavor. Have you ever listened to the song without his feature? It sounds empty. The song's lyric video is now considered as the official, as it has reached 1.9 billion views now. Sia had been grinding in the underground for a decade, but by the mid-2010s, she finally achieved mainstream success. Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey. The Chainsmokers' Closer featured the rising star Halsey and became one of the biggest pop hits of the 2010s. Its lyrics about rekindling an old flame became huge because of its irresistible hook that stuck in your head. Even though the story is too specific for some reason, the song stayed on #1 of the Billboard Hot 100 for 12 weeks. It was Halsey's breakthrough moment, with her verse on the song making her a household name. The Chainsmokers had their first hit back in 2014 with #Selfie. Remember that song? But Closer became their signature hit, earning diamond certification in the US. It remains a nostalgic anthem for the 2010s EDM era. Black Beatles by Ray Shremmerd featuring Gucci Mane. Ray Shremmerd's Black Beatles became a viral sensation thanks to the Mannequin Challenge, a social media trend where everyone froze in place while the song played in the background. It was kinda cool and very dumb, like most social media challenges. It was so huge that even Paul McCartney, the White Beatle himself, participated in the Mannequin Challenge. The song was very catchy, which propelled it to #1, staying there for 7 weeks. Black Beetle became the duo Ray Shremmerd's biggest hit, but Sway Lee has gone on to be featured on huge hits like Unforgettable and Sunflower, both of which are 2 of the most streamed songs of all time. 2017. Starboy by The Weeknd featuring Daft Punk. The Weeknd kicked off the year with his lead single to the Starboy era, a groovy futuristic anthem that redefined his sound. Featuring the legendary French duo Daft Punk, the song merged The Weeknd's rap-like flow with their signature electronic production. Released in late 2016, it skyrocketed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 and became a global hit. The video also debuted with The Weeknd's new look. He cut his iconic dreadlocks, signaling a fresh chapter in his artistry, killing his old self. Starboy was his poppiest album yet, filled with polished production, making it one of the most streamed albums of all time on Spotify, now sitting on 15.6 billion total streams. Bad and Bougie by Migos featuring Lil Uzi Vert. When Bad and Bougie by Migos got to number 1, it became the start of the golden era of trap music. Released in 2016, the song became a viral sensation thanks to its instantly recognizable opening line, "Raindrop, Drop Top." The song dominated social media, generating memes that propelled it to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 in early 2017. It also solidified Metro Boomin as a hitmaker, and he is now one of the biggest producers of his generation. The song gained even more momentum after Donald Glover gave it a shout-out during his Golden Globes acceptance speech, calling it the best song ever. Lil Uzi's verse did something too. Bad and Bougie cemented Migos as one of the biggest rap groups of the decade and became a defining anthem for the trap music era. Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Shape of You was a game changer for Ed Sheeran, blending tropical house beats with his acoustic sound. Released in 2017 as part of his blockbuster album Divide, the song topped charts in over 30 countries and became the most streamed song of all time for a while, until Blinding Lights passed it in 2021. Its infectious rhythm made it a universal hit, with its video also taking over, now sitting on 6.3 billion views on YouTube. The song was initially written with Rihanna in mind, but Ed reworked it to suit his style, proving to be a masterstroke. It is a unique song in his discography. Shape of You became the UK's best-selling single of 2017, showing Ed's ability to adapt his sound to mainstream trends while maintaining his identity. Humble by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar's Humble brought an explosive energy to the charts in 2017, combining that hard-hitting beat with Kendrick's sharp lyricism. The song was the lead single to his Pulitzer Prize-winning album Damn, and marked a rare moments of braggadocio in its often introspective discography. Its infectious, sit down, be humble hook became a catchphrase, resonating far beyond music. The visually stunning music video for Humble won 6 MTV VMAs, including Video of the Year, solidifying Kendrick's creative dominance. The song also won the Grammy Award for Best Rap Song. There was some controversy about the stretch marks line, but that was really nothing in the grand scheme of things. Humble became Kendrick's biggest song as he was shooting for mainstream success, and it worked. That's What I Like by Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars struck gold once again with That's What I Like, a smooth, sultry R&B track that effortlessly blended retro vibes with modern production. Released in 2017 as a single from his critically acclaimed album 24 Karat Magic, it became the first number 1 from the album, as it was the follow-up to the top 10 hit 24 Karat Magic. Its catchy lyrics, celebrating life's luxuries, made it an instant fan favorite, now reaching 2.3 billion streams on Spotify. That's What I Like won the Grammy Award for Song of the Year in 2018, further cementing Bruno's place as one of the decade's most consistent hitmakers. The song's success added to the impressive legacy of 24 Karat Magic, which is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's just hit after hit, no misses. I'm the One by DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled assembled an all-star lineup for I'm the One, a breezy anthem that dominated the summer of 2017. The collaboration featured Justin Bieber, Quavo, Chance the Rapper, and Lil Wayne, each bringing their signature styles to the track. Bieber's melodic hook and the rapper's dynamic verses created a perfect recipe for a chart topper. It was Bieber's comeback to music after a short break, and that created hype. The hook doesn't really have a deep meaning, but it's catchy, so it helped it debut at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. DJ Khaled finally made it to the top of the charts, after years of following around and sucking up to other artists. His supposed talent is his perseverance and vision on who works on what. He tried the same formula a year later with the same artists, minus Lil Wayne, and that didn't really do as well. Despacito by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee. Despacito was nothing short of a global phenomenon, blending reggaeton and Latin pop into a song that took the world by storm. Originally released by Luis Fonsi and Daddy Yankee, the song received a major boost when Justin Bieber joined the remix, bringing it to English-speaking audiences. The result? A record-breaking hit that tied Mariah Carey's One Sweet Day for the longest-running number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, holding the position for 16 weeks. The song's music video was one of the most watched YouTube videos of all time, with over 8.6 billion views. The original and the remix have a combined 2.5 billion streams on Spotify. Despacito not only dominated 2017, but also ushered in a new era of Latin music's influence on the global stage. Look What You Made Me Do by Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's Look What You Made Me Do was a statement piece, marking her dramatic transformation during the Reputation era. Released in 2017, the song introduced fans to a darker, edgier Taylor, coming off her famous feud with Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, in which she was painted as a villain. The song interpolated the 90s hit I'm Too Sexy and was released with a jaw-dropping music video that broke YouTube's 24-hour viewing record at the time. The video features countless Easter eggs, referencing her past feuds and career highlights. The song divided opinion when it was released, as Taylor took another big risk, but no one can match her ability to dominate pop culture conversations. I distinctly remember a time when it was battling for #1 with the next song, Bodak Yellow by Cardi B. Bodak Yellow was Cardi B's breakout moment, propelling her from reality TV star to hip-hop royalty. Released in 2017, the song's infectious flow, inspired by Kodak Black, stuck in people's heads, making her the first solo female rapper in nearly 2 decades to top the Billboard Hot 100. It was a real underground moment that got the song to #1. I remember a time when the song was a bad bitch anthem. I mean, it kinda still is. Cardi B often credits her success to her relentless hustle, having worked as a stripper before building her music career and getting her start on IG, and leveraging that to the top spot on the reality show Love and Hip Hop. Bodak Yellow established her as a force to be reckoned with in the rap world, as it has now been certified 11 times platinum in the US. Rockstar by Post Malone featuring 21 Savage. Rockstar is a mellow trap banger that captured the highs and lows of fame, becoming Post Malone's rise to superstardom. It was released as the lead single from his second studio album Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Featuring 21 Savage, the song's minimalist production and catchy chorus made it a streaming giant, spending 8 weeks on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was so popular that it broke Spotify records for the most streamed song in a single week at the time. I remember when it was first released, the record label uploaded a version of the song with only the chorus playing on a loop, and that kept it stuck in your head and contributed to the song's success. Perfect by Ed Sheeran. Ed Sheeran's Perfect is a heartfelt ballad that became an instant classic and a go-to wedding anthem. Released as a part of his chart-topping album Divide in 2017, the song was inspired by his relationship with his then-girlfriend, now wife, Cherry Seaborn. Ed Sheeran described the song as the best song he'd ever written, wanting to create a timeless love song. To give the song an extra boost, a duet version with Beyoncé was released in late 2017. This version blended his folksy charm with Beyoncé's powerhouse vocals, but I still prefer the original. The original and its duet version with Beyoncé both dominated the charts, with the song peaking at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and staying there for 6 weeks. Perfect remains one of Ed's most iconic songs, solidifying his reputation as a single, as he is a master at knowing how to pull on heartstrings. 2018. Havana by Camila Cabello featuring Young Thug. Camila Cabello's Havana took the world by storm at the end of 2017 and kicked off 2018 at #1. The song blended smooth Latin rhythms and a trap beat. Originally released as a promotional single, it quickly outshined the previous single Crying in the Club, becoming the breakout hit from her debut album Camila. The song's success was because of its irresistible melody and Young Thug's distinctive verse, which added some spice. Havana became the first song by a female artist to reach 1 billion streams on Spotify, and it established Camila as a solo superstar, proving she made the right decision, leaving Fifth Harmony. And the music video was also iconic, and it won the Video of the Year award at the 2018 MTV VMAs.
God's plan. God's plan.
God's Plan by Drake. Drake's God's Plan became a global phenomenon that dominated 2018. Released as a part of his Scary Hours EP, the song quickly gained traction. However, it was the music video that turned it into a cultural moment. Instead of flashy visuals, Drake showed himself donating nearly $1 million to people in need in Miami, from paying college tuitions to funding groceries. The video wasn't initially planned, but once the concept was set, it became one of the most heartwarming moments in pop culture. Some people criticized it for being just for show, but needy people got money, so I don't really care. God's Plan became Drake's biggest song, spending 11 weeks on #1 and ending the year as the biggest song of 2018 in the US. Nice for What by Drake. Drake kept his winning streak going with Nice for What. he continued dominating the year with the female empowerment anthem inspired by New Orleans bounce music. The song was built around a Lauryn Hill sample from X Factor and delivered a message of celebration and respect for independent women. The accompanying music video was also huge, featuring cameos from influential women like Tracee Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, and Olivia Wilde. The song cemented Drake's legacy as a certified hitmaker, but he wasn't done yet. He really hit it out the park when he linked up with Karina Evans, who directed all his videos around that time. This is America by Childish Gambino. When Childish Gambino dropped This Is America, the music world stood still. The shocking music video, filled with powerful symbolism and chaotic visuals, became a viral sensation, sparking endless online think pieces. It tackled issues like gun violence, systematic racism, and societal distractions in America. The video was meticulously crafted, with each scene carrying deeper meanings. The song had a huge impact, debuting on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. It also swept the Grammys, winning 4 awards including Record of the Year and Song of the Year. His legacy lies in the video, really, because of his thought-provoking nature and ability to ignite important conversations through art. Psycho by Post Malone featuring Ty Dolla $ign. Post Malone's Psycho offered a smooth, laid-back contrast to the high-energy hits dominating the charts. Featuring Ty Dolla $ign, it is a melodic rap song with a hypnotic chorus that pulls you into a vibe. The meme with this part also went viral on social media. Despite its relaxed vibe, Psycho became Post Malone's second #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, cementing his place in mainstream music. Posty ended the 2010s as the 3rd most streamed artist of the decade on Spotify. Sad by XXXTentacion. Released months before his untimely death, Sad became a posthumous chart-topping hit, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 after X's passing. Its haunting lyrics about committing suicide if a girl leaves him struck a chord with listeners, becoming his first #1 hit. I remember hearing the instrumental on his YouTube videos and asking, what is that? Sad became the first posthumous #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 since Biggie's More Money, More Problems in 1997. X's rise in the late 2010s was a real underground movement as he built a powerful fan base from jail. His versatility was remarkable. I think he was on his way to dominate a new era of music, but he unfortunately passed before that could happen. He only got bigger after he passed though, scoring 11 songs above 1 billion streams on Spotify. I Like It by Cardi B, Bad Bunny, and J Balvin. Cardi B's I Like It was a fiery anthem that fused Latin trap with hip-hop, sampling Pete Rodriguez's 1967 classic I Like It Like That. The chemistry between Cardi and the Latin superstars Bad Bunny and J Balvin elevated the song to a global hit. With the song, Cardi became the first female rapper to achieve 2 #1 hits on the Billboard Hot 100. The song was legendary in its role in popularizing Latin trap and bridging cultural gaps, marking a significant moment for Latin music's rise in the mainstream. The song has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. In My Feelings by Drake. Drake's In My Feelings was not supposed to be a single after the release of Scorpion. His label was trying to push Don't Matter to Me with Michael Jackson as the next single, but the song became a social media phenomenon and changed their plans. It sparked the viral Kiki Challenge, where fans danced to the song, jumping out of a moving car. The challenge was started by comedian Shiggy, which helped the song skyrocket to #1, where it stayed for 10 weeks. The trend was so huge, I remember Will Smith even did one. The song's legacy is inseparable from its viral dance craze, making it one of the defining moments of 2018. Girls Like You by Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B. Maroon 5's Girl Like You became a late career smash hit thanks to the music video featuring the most influential women in the world. Cardi B's fiery verse on the remix added an edge to the song, resonating with a fan base that wouldn't normally listen to a Maroon 5 song. The video included cameos from Ellen DeGeneres, Gal Gadot, and Camila Cabello, making it a visual celebration of women empowerment. It went viral on YouTube, now sitting on 3.7 billion views, and was even followed up by a part 2 video. The song spent 7 weeks on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. Thank You Next by Ariana Grande. Ariana's Thank You Next was a masterclass in turning personal heartbreak into pop gold. The song, which name-dropped her famous exes, became an anthem of self-love and moving on, wishing the best to your exes. The music video, paying homage to iconic 2000s rom-coms like Mean Girls and Legally Blonde, broke YouTube records, with over 55 million views in 24 hours. The song debuted on #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, making Ariana the first solo female artist to do so since Adele's Hello. It started off the Thank You Next era, marking Ari's comeback after years of personal turmoil, bouncing back to become one of pop's most influential voices. Sicko Mode by Travis Scott. Travis Scott's Sicko Mode was a groundbreaking hit, seamlessly blending 3 different songs into one epic track. When the album Astroworld was released, Drake's feature on the song was hidden, leading to epic reactions on YouTube. The song became an instant classic with its dynamic structure, keeping listeners engaged throughout. Sicko Mode was Travis's first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 and got to the top after 17 weeks in the top 10. The song is now a modern classic because of its innovative production, pushing the boundaries of hip-hop and cementing itself as a mosh pit anthem. 2019. Without Me by Halsey. Without Me was a huge moment in Halsey's career, as it was her first solo song to top the Billboard Hot 100. The breakup anthem was inspired by real-life heartbreak. The song cleverly interpolates Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River in the chorus, linking 2 generations of breakup anthems. Halsey later revealed that the song was written after reflecting on her relationship with rapper G-Eazy, which further fueled this emotional weight. The song solidified her status as a pop heavyweight, becoming her most streamed song as a lead artist, now sitting on 2.1 billion streams on Spotify. It proved her ability to craft deeply personal hits that connect with a global audience, paving the way for more introspective and authentic work for her next albums. Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee. Featured in the animated film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Post Malone and Sway Lee's Sunflower became an instant classic. Its mellow vibe and catchy melody made it a hit across generations. This popularity was helped by the fact that it was a big part of a huge Marvel movie. The song broke records, as it was the longest charting song in Billboard Hot 100 history at the time, spending over a year on the chart. It is now considered one of the best movie soundtrack songs ever, with the song becoming a streaming juggernaut, as it is Post Malone's most streamed song ever, now sitting on 3.6 billion streams on Spotify. 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande's 7 Rings was an anthem of self-empowerment and luxury, inspired by a real-life shopping spree with her friends. She bought matching rings for herself and 6 of her closest friends, hence 7 Rings. The song's trap beat and playful interpolation of My Favorite Things made it stand out. Ariana's Breakfast at Tiffany's story behind the song became a viral moment. She also got a Japanese tattoo that was supposed to say 7 rings, but she later found out it means something else. The song topped charts worldwide, becoming the biggest song in Ariana's discography, accumulating 2.4 billion streams to date. Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Shallow, from the movie A Star Is Born, became an unexpected chart topper in 2019. The duet was performed in a scene on the movie and became an instant classic. It became more popular than the movie, winning a Grammy Award for Best Original Song. Lady Gaga wrote the song in just a few hours with collaborators, aiming to capture the vulnerability of the characters. Even though Bradley Cooper is not really a singer, he did well on the song, and their performances on award shows were immaculate, even sparking dating rumors, because their chemistry was so good. Shallow is now Gaga's most successful song ever, as it is her most listened to song on Spotify. Sucker by Jonas Brothers. After years apart, the Jonas Brothers made a triumphant return with Sucker, a catchy, upbeat love song that celebrated their relationships with their wives. It became their first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100, years after their initial blow-up. The music video featured their partners, adding a personal touch that fans loved. The song marked a new chapter for the band, reintroducing them to a new generation and proving their lasting impact. After that, they haven't really managed to match the success of the song. Old Town Road by Lil Nas X featuring Billy Ray Cyrus. Lil Nas X's Old Town Road took the world by storm, blending country and hip-hop in a way no one had done before. The song was one of the first songs to gain traction on TikTok. It became popular in the background of a Red Dead Redemption video on YouTube and managed to make it to the country charts. But it was taken off for not being country enough. That started a movement, propelling the song to #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then, the Billy Ray Cyrus remix was released and took it to a whole new level. Old Town Road broke the record for the longest running #1 song in Billboard history, staying at the top for 19 weeks. It made a mark on pop culture, changing the music industry by pushing genre boundaries. Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish built a huge fan base online with her EP Don't Smile at Me and was building momentum for a big chart run. Then, Bad Guy came out. It was a quirky minimalist anthem that showcased her unique style and dark humor. The song became her first #1 hit, dethroning Old Town Road after its record-breaking run. It was stuck at #2 for record-breaking weeks as well. The music video, filled with bizarre and funny imagery, became just as iconic as the song itself. It solidified Billie as a fresh new sound in pop music, inspiring a new wave of experimental artists. It also set the stage for her album When We All Fall Asleep Where Do We Go, which is one of the most iconic albums of the late 2010s. Señorita by Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello. Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello's steamy duet Señorita was a summer hit, fueled by their undeniable chemistry. The two were dating at the time, so that added to the intrigue. The song's sexy lyrics and Latin-inspired melody propelled it to the top of the charts, becoming the streaming juggernaut. The music video also added to the hype, as people were obsessed with two attractive people getting steamy. That's a formula that always works. Señorita became a global success and remains one of the most memorable collaborations of that era. It ended 2019 as the third best-selling song of the year worldwide. Truth Hurts by Lizzo. Although it was originally released back in 2016, Lizzo's Truth Hurts skyrocketed to the top of the charts in 2019 after it went viral on TikTok and became a sleeper hit. The self-love anthem, filled with bold lyrics and Lizzo's signature confidence, became a cultural phenomenon. The song's opening line, "I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100% that bitch," became one of the most quoted lyrics of the year. Truth Hurts helped Lizzo become a household name and a symbol of empowerment. Highest in the Room by Travis Scott. Travis Scott's Highest in the Room debuted on #1 in October 2019, fueled by the anticipation of new music from the rapper after his very successful Astroworld era. The song quickly became a fan favorite because of its heavenly production and trippy music video. It was rumored to be about his breakup with Kylie Jenner, so that gave it added attention. It became Travis Scott's second #1 single after Sicko Mode, and it cemented his reputation as a master of creating vibey, atmospheric hits that resonate with both hip-hop fans and mainstream audiences. Someone You Loved by Lewis Capaldi. Lewis Capaldi's Someone You Loved is a heartbreaking ballad that climbed to the top of the Billboard Hot 100 in November 2019, initially gaining traction in the UK. The song became a global hit because of its raw emotion and Lewis's soulful voice. It spent 7 weeks on #1 in the UK before conquering the US charts and is in the top 3 of the most streamed songs of all time, accumulating 3.7 billion streams on Spotify to date. It is widely regarded as one of the most powerful breakup songs of the decade, being certified diamond in the US and 9 times platinum in the UK. Lose You to Love Me by Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez earned her first #1 hit on the Billboard Hot 100 with Lose You to Love Me in November 2019. The vulnerable ballad, written about self-love and healing, resonated deeply with fans who connected to her story. It was the big single from her fan-favorite album Rare. The song was released alongside a black and white music video, with only Selena on the screen. It was seen as a turning point in her career, marking a mature, reflective chapter in her journey. She has stepped back from music in recent years, as she has stated that her next album will be her last. Circles by Post Malone. Post Malone's Circles topped the charts in December 2019, blending pop and alternative influences into a laid-back, catchy tune. The song became a radio staple and stayed on the Billboard Hot 100 for the record-breaking 39 weeks in the top 10. The song was recorded during a beach session, which influenced this relaxed, summery vibe. Circles solidified Post Malone's reputation as a genre-defying artist and one of the biggest hitmakers of the decade. It has now been certified diamond by the RIAA. Heartless by The Weeknd. The Weeknd's Heartless reached number 1 in December 2019, marking the start of his After Hours era. It was released as a 2-pack, alongside Blinding Lights. The song's dark lyrics and hypnotic production showcased The Weeknd's signature style. It became his 4th number 1 single, coming nearly 5 years after his first chart topper, Can't Feel My Face. While it was overshadowed by the massive success of Blinding Lights, it remains a fan favorite, as it signaled he was going back to the sound that he started out with his trilogy of mixtapes. All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey's holiday classic, All I Want for Christmas Is You, finally hit number 1 in December 2019, 25 years after its initial release. The song has always been a Christmas favorite over the years, dominating every holiday season. It set the record for the longest climb to number 1 in Billboard history. Its chart-topping success cemented its place as the ultimate Christmas anthem and one of Mariah's signature songs. It comes back to number 1 every Christmas season, as it has accumulated 14 weeks on number 1 as of 2023. As of Christmas 2023, it will surely add to that total in the years to come. If you made it this far, thank you. This took a lot of effort, so help me out with a like.